You know this scene all too well, don't you? It's as if someone hit the fast forward button on your life. You're always racing against the clock, juggling a million things, ticking off a to-do list like a relentless machine. But tell me this, when was the last time you truly stopped? Seriously, when was the last time you took a deep breath and simply existed? When was the last time you had nothing planned, nothing scheduled, no boxes to check off? It's time to talk about something crucial that we've been neglecting. It's time to talk about the power of white space and rest. Because believe it or not, these could be the missing puzzle pieces to a more productive business, a richer personal life, and a more fulfilled you. So are you ready to hit the pause button and discover the secret power of white space and rest? I know I am. So let's go. Hi, I'm Ryan Johnson from coach@overflow.co, the place where we pour into the lives of impact-driven coaches so you can feel happy, healthy, and wealthy, and then overflow into the lives of your clients. So today we're going to explore the power of the unoccupied, the empty, the silent. In art and design, we call this white space. It's the portion left unmarked, not blank, not useless, but powerful. It's what gives the design room to breathe, the eyes a place to rest, similar to the margins on a sheet of paper. But what if we took this principle beyond the canvas of design? What if we introduce white space in our lives? Now add to that the concept of rest, true rest, not just the minimum 6 to 8 hours we take at night to get us through the day, but the kind of rest that rejuvenates our bodies, replenishes our minds, and renews our spirits. So in this rush to be productive, we've forgotten the true essence of productivity. We've forgotten the power of stepping back and simply resting. And that's why today we're embarking on a journey to rediscover the lost art of white space and rest. And I'm going to delve into the science, the spirituality, and practical tips to help you unleash the power of white space and rest. And I promise you, by the end of this journey, you'll be looking at your life and your work in a whole new light. So let's dive in. Let's begin by understanding what we mean when we talk about white space. So in the realm of design, white space, also known as negative space, is the portion of a page left unmarked. So it's the space between graphics, margins, gutters, space between columns, space between lines of type. I mean, it's not just an empty void, but instead it's a powerful tool that highlights what truly matters. It brings balance and it creates harmony. But here's the paradox. Just like in design, white space in our lives isn't about doing nothing. It's about creating space for something new. It's about giving our minds room to breathe, to reflect, to dream. It's about making the content of our lives, so the work we do, the relationships we have, the passions we pursue, truly stand out. And yet we often treat these moments of white space as luxuries that we can't afford. But what if we've got it all wrong? What if white space isn't a luxury, but it's a necessity for a well-balanced, productive, and fulfilling life? Well, let's take a look at two hypothetical people to better understand the power of white space. Let's call them Chris and Taylor. So Chris wakes up to the blare of an alarm. He rushes through breakfast and works non-stop through the day. Even lunch is eaten at his desk between meetings. And when Chris finally logs off late in the evening, his mind is still racing, planning for the next day's task. And there's no time to relax, no time to reflect, and no time to just be. Taylor, on the other hand, has a different approach. The day begins without an alarm. Breakfast isn't rushed, but savored. Work is interspersed with regular breaks, a walk outdoors, a few minutes of yoga, a chat with a friend. Lunch is a time to step away from the desk and truly rest. And when the workday ends, there's still plenty of time left for personal pursuits, for family, and for reflection. Now, at first glance, you might think Chris is getting more done. After all, Chris is busy all the time. But what we're forgetting here is the power of white space, the power of rest. See, what Taylor understands is that this empty time isn't wasted. It's an investment in creativity and mental clarity and overall well-being. With white space, Taylor has the mental space to think creatively, to solve problems, to innovate. The rest leaves Taylor rejuvenated, ready to give 100% to each task, each interaction. And most importantly, Taylor's life is not just about work. It's a balance of work, relationships, hobbies, dreams. It's a life truly fulfilled. So ask yourself, do you want to be like Chris or do you want to be like Taylor? Do you want to white knuckle your way through your days with your life being a never-ending to-do list? Or do you want to add white space to your days so your life becomes a well-balanced symphony? The choice is yours. Now let's dive into the science behind rest, its spiritual significance, and the transformative effects that it can have on our lives when combined with Whitespace. Scientifically, rest is crucial for our physical and mental health. Our bodies need downtime to repair, to regenerate, to rejuvenate, and our brains need rest to consolidate memory, boost creativity, and enhance problem solving. And we're not just doing nothing. We're actually facilitating some of the most crucial and critical functions of our brain that will ultimately allow us to perform better. And let's not forget the profound impact of rest on our mental health. See, regular rest reduces stress and improves our mood, and it boosts our creativity. It's like hitting the reset button on our mental state, allowing us to start afresh. I mean, think about it. You're much more likely to have a short fuse after a long, exhausting day than when you actually feel rested. Now, rest is also essential for our physical well-being because it strengthens our immune system and improves our stamina and even increases our lifespan. So rest is not just about feeling good, it's about enhancing our overall health and vitality. And as a matter of fact, a groundbreaking study published in the Journal of Health Psychology tracked the habits and health of thousands of participants over a span of 2 decades. And the researchers found a striking correlation between rest and longevity. According to the study, individuals who regularly incorporated periods of rest into their routines lived on average longer than those who didn't. And the difference was significant, up to 20% longer lifespans in those who prioritize rest. So it's not just about feeling better or working smarter, it's about living longer. So rest, my friend, isn't just a luxury, it's a necessity. It's an investment in our health, our happiness, and our longevity. But rest is not just about the body and the mind, it's also about the soul as well. See, spiritually, rest holds deep significance. The Sabbath, a day of rest, is one of the 10 commandments. It's a directive from God to pause work, to engage in spiritual reflection, and to rejuvenate our connection with the divine. But rest isn't merely about taking a break from work. It's an expression of faith and trust. By resting, we display our faith in God's plan and our trust in His timing. See, rest becomes an act of faith, a testament of our trust in God that when we're obedient in His command to rest, we'll actually be more productive than when we try to grind it out and work 7 days a week by our own might. When we prioritize rest and white space, the effects can be transformative. We work smarter, not harder. We become more creative, more empathetic, and we cultivate inner peace, resilience, and self-awareness. And on a personal level, white space and rest allow us to engage more fully in the activities and relationships that bring us joy and fulfillment. We create precious memories. We pursue passions. We live more fully and more joyfully. And on a societal level, when we prioritize rest and white space, we contribute to a healthier, happier society because we create a culture that values balance and well-being as opposed to the hustle harder and I'll rest when I die mentality. See, it's up to us to set an example for others to follow as a beacon for a new way of living and working. So you see, the power of rest and white space is profound, it's transformative, and it all starts with the simple yet powerful decision to prioritize rest and white space in our lives, starting today. So we've explored the power of white space and the significance of rest, physically, mentally, and spiritually. But how do we bring these concepts into our everyday lives? So how do we transform our understanding into action? Well, start by making small changes. Try waking up without an alarm once a week. Enjoy a leisurely breakfast without rushing. Take short breaks during your workday. Turn off your devices an hour before bedtime. Remember, white space isn't about doing nothing. It's about making space for something good. Next, schedule your rest. Yep, you heard it right. See, often we treat rest as something that just happens when we have time. But if we want to prioritize rest, we need to make time for it. Schedule regular periods of rest into your day, just as you would schedule meetings or work tasks. And it could be a 15-minute break in the afternoon, an hour of quiet time in the evening, or a day of rest each week. But remember, Rest isn't just about sleep or relaxation, it's about spiritual rejuvenation as well. So whether it's prayer, meditation, reading a spiritual text, or simply spending time in nature, make sure to incorporate activities in your routine that nourish your soul. And let these moments of spiritual rest be a time for reflection, for connection, for renewal. And finally, remember that rest and white space are not signs of laziness or being unproductive. They're actually essential components of a balanced, fulfilled life. And they're the key to enhance creativity, improve health, and spiritual growth. And in full transparency, I'm 100% a work in progress. See, there are times that I go too long without taking advantage of white space and rest, thinking I'm being more productive. But true wisdom comes when you understand sometimes you can accomplish more by doing less. Stepping away from something, resting, and coming back renewed can often allow you to get things done more efficiently, with less strain, and ultimately have better outputs, since your creativity is more likely to flow when you're rested. So if you're ready to embrace some of the tactics mentioned, share in the comments one thing that you'll do different this week in order to make white space and rest an intentional part of your week. As I wrap up this discussion, I want you to take a moment just for you. So close your eyes, take a deep, slow breath. Feel the air fill your lungs, then slowly release it. Let go of the tension, the stress, the noise. Now I want you to imagine a life with more white space. Imagine waking up in the morning, refreshed and eager to greet the day, without the jarring noise of an alarm clock. Imagine having time during your day to simply be, to sit quiet, to reflect, to breathe, to enjoy a cup of tea or coffee without rushing, to take a leisurely walk in nature, to read a book without feeling guilty. Imagine your workday filled with focused, meaningful work, but also punctuated with moments of rest, moments where you step away from the screen, where you rejuvenate, where you recharge. Imagine your evenings not filled with chores or mindless scrolling on your phone, but with activities that nourish your soul: prayer, meditation, quality time with loved ones, pursuing a hobby. Imagine going to bed each night with a sense of peace, accomplishment, and fulfillment. Imagine falling asleep with a smile on your face, looking forward to another day of balance and peace. Now, open your eyes. Can you see it? Can you feel it? That sense of peace, that sense of balance, that sense of fulfillment. That, my friend, is the life that you deserve. A life filled with rest, peace, and white space. A life where you're not just hustling and surviving, but instead you're thriving. And the best part, it's not a dream. It's within your reach. All it takes is a commitment to rest, to create white space, a commitment to yourself. You've got this. Now, if you found this video helpful, go ahead and subscribe right now to this channel and share this video with friends who might need a little more rest and white space in their lives. And until next time, keep pouring into your life so you can overflow into others.